beginning, the runs were a kilometer. Hey guys, it's the London Marathon today. I am not running in it, but if you've been following me and seeing my last vlogs, I did start running about like 6 months-ish ago, and now I'm training for a half marathon, which I actually might not be going to because the plane tickets are way too expensive. But anyways, that's like a whole other thing. But I am still going to train for it and run it that week regardless. But what I am doing today is running my first 10K, which might be a bit chaotic with the marathon going on. But I'm going to go watch it after. So it'll be a whole day of running content. I felt like the first 5K was like a huge thing for me. 10K, it's like a bit easier this time, I think. I ran up to around like 8-9K now. So today will be an easy 10K run. And if you've been following me on Instagram, I got a few people asking me to talk about how I started running, even though I feel like everyone in my world is already running. So I thought I would share how I started running, and then later on I'll share some tips I have if you want to get started running. I'm just going to do a 5-minute stretch right now before I start my run, and I'll talk about how I got into running. So essentially, I feel like if you would have seen those memes of like when people like hit 30, all of a sudden everybody wants to run a marathon. And yes, that is true. I feel like everyone around me starting last year was starting to run. So my like coworkers were running, and I really wanted to get started, but it seemed like such a daunting task. And I tried running before. This is gonna be weird kind of talking while I'm doing this, but yeah, I tried running like when I was younger, and I obviously didn't know the right techniques or did it properly, so I absolutely hated it. And I was only doing it for weight loss. So yeah, so last year it kind of piqued my interest again, and what really made me kind of get started was I met some friends who were running a 10K, and I was like, okay, you know what, like everyone can do it, I can do it too. So I was like, let me see if I can prepare for this 10K run that's like later this year basically. And obviously I have moved on from just doing a 10K. So I started with using the NHS Couch to 5K app because that's how beginner I felt. Like I didn't want to hate it, so I wanted to start off easy. And that app is actually, I've talked about it many times, but it's really great to start it. And basically I started off from there. At the beginning it was super like light running. I couldn't even run like 60 seconds without being out of breath. And now look at me, I'm running 10K. That's basically how I got started, and then after I really hit a momentum with it where I found it to be like the easiest form of exercise now. Yeah, because I could do it from anywhere, and like at the beginning the runs were quite short, so less than 30 minutes, so I could just fit it into my day, just put on some leggings, some shoes, and go out for a run. And then after each run I felt like pretty good. I'm just like, my heart rate went up, have a little bit of a sweat, even though I don't really sweat, but that's just genetics. But it just felt really good, so I just continued. I'm out of breath from talking and stretching. But yeah, that's eventually how I started. And then, you know, once you start running, you kind of start making closer friends with people who run. So I started doing more running, like social activities. And then this kind of half marathon came from my friend who is going to Norway to do it. And originally I was going to join her, but the plane tickets are a bit expensive, so I don't know anymore. I might still go, I'm still tracking it. But yeah, I really like the signing up for races. I didn't really understand how they worked before, and I like having the goal of like something to aim towards, so you're not just like aimlessly running. And I really enjoy like running to new places as well. So it's been kind of fun exploring the city that way. Anyways, that is the end of my stretch. Let's go on the run now. Nate is actually going to join me on the run, but he's still in a beginner phase, so I'm going to run the first 5K to Houston, and then he's going to join me there, and then we're going to run to East London, have like breakfast there or something, and then I'm meeting my other friend who I was supposed to go to the half marathon with to watch the marathon. We know like 1 or 2 people running in it, so gonna cheer them on. But yeah, let's head out.
Yes, people are running.
Depends. What time are you guys?
Tired.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. See you at 5K. 1 kilometer down. 2 kilometers. One more before I meet up with me. Alright, 5K now. I'm almost at Houston. I just checked in with Nate. He's like really close as well. I'm good perfectly. I'm slightly faster than the bus. He's actually taking a while. I think he's coming now. The walk of shame. 6 kilometers. Well, I thought she's 6.5 now. We're done. Nate's first 5K, my first 10K. Time to get some coffee and breakfast.
Where are we right now?
Broadway Market.
Oh.
So nice. Oh yeah. Killed it. Alright, I'm done my run now. We just also ate a very large meal. My appetite since running has skyrocketed. Which I don't think, like, yes, I'm burning a lot more calories, but I definitely am eating a lot more than I'm burning. Anyways, I thought I would tell you guys my 5 tips if you are starting to get into running. Number 1 is to start slow. I think at the beginning I definitely ran too fast and it was not enjoyable at all. So don't be afraid to start slow. Just whatever is a comfortable pace for you. I feel like I had an illusion of what running should be in my mind, like how high I need to be lifting my legs or something. But actually, if you look into it, most people are like not trying to make large, like you're not actually supposed to make large strides, or anything like that. And that kind of goes into my second point, which is about posture. So I'm not going to give any specific advices about posture. You can search that up, but there's people who are better at that than me. But how you should be landing on your feet is important. Yeah, not making wide strides, tightening your core, not bouncing up and down when you're running because that wastes energy. So things like that actually really impact how tired you feel while you're running and your speed. And also just preventing injury, which leads to point number three, which is to stretch. So I'm really good about stretching before running, not so good about it after, because usually, for example, like this, I'm eating, I forget to stretch. Forget to stretch. But usually before I go to bed, I will do a stretch every day. So it's pretty important to stretch if you're running a lot. You'll start feeling the tightness in your muscles and yeah, just preventing injury overall. So the fourth tip I have is actually whether better to follow a program or start with interval running. That's really what allowed me to slowly build up my endurance. I literally could not run for more than like 30 seconds without being out of breath before. So interval running really helped. I use like the NHS app, but there are other apps like it. And basically, at the very, very beginning, you're just doing like maybe like I can't remember what it was, like 30 seconds of running, 30 seconds of walking, and then it increases to like 60 seconds of running, 60 seconds of walking, and then 90 seconds of running, 60 seconds of walking. So it slowly decreases the walking time, it increases the running time, and that really still gives you like that sense of accomplishment, but slowly works you your way up to it. So it took me, I think, 6 months or 5 months to run my first 5K. I think I took a break for like a month during December, and it's nice to have a goal in mind of when you want to like run a 5K by. But I think the Couch to 5K program is 4 months or 3 months. No, it's 3 month long, but somehow I dragged it over to 5 6 months because I was on like vacation. And my last tip is wait, I forgot what my last tip is. Okay, I forgot my last tip. My last tip was about breathing, actually. So, at the beginning, I used to breathe through my mouth a lot because my nose would be like a little bit stuffed. So, I think it's recommended that you breathe in and out through your nose. But to be honest, I think I just have like an immune response in my body where my nose kind of gets stuffed. So, what I do now is I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth, and that really helps me like regulate my heartbeat and make me not feel so tired. Yeah, I mean, if you can breathe in and out through your nose, that'd be great. But for me, it's just not possible. So I breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. And you can find like what works for you. But I find if I breathe in through my mouth, like the back of my throat hurts and like my mouth gets dry and I feel more tired. Overall, just not a pleasant experience. Anyways, that's my 5 tips for starting to run. If you are getting started running or you already run, follow me on Strava and we can run together. I'm thinking of like maybe I did that like picnic thing last year and I meant to do another event. I was thinking about doing some kind of hiking this year or like maybe we can all go running together if we're into running. But yeah, anyways, I am gonna go watch the London Marathon now. I know two people running it, so me and my friend are gonna go cheer them on. And also, it's more for selfish purposes of wanting to just see how it is. I registered for next year. A bit ambitious, seeing that I just ran my first 10K, but let's see.
Yeah,